This is the default web browser screen for the Cisco Digital Learning Library courses. And you can see there are two elements. There's the left-hand side, which is a panel that this little icon sort of slides in and out. And the right-hand side is actually the content, the course content. So if you look at the left-hand side, there's the course name. There's this little icon for moving the panel in and out. There's the username. So when you connect to the server, it keeps track of who you are by a user ID. And if you go into settings as a user, you go into settings and you can actually set your display name, identify your email address, and voluntarily add yourself to the global leaderboard, one of the gamification features, and you don't have to do that. I'll keep going. On the left-hand side, the primary navigation element is this table of contents. And if I click on that, that opens up the complete table of contents for the course. And each course is divided into sections, and each section is divided into multiple topics. So, and you can see here, you have the ability to navigate through to any particular section that you want to, and to any specific topic that you want to within the section. Each course also has a course introduction at the very beginning with a video, with some text, talking about the course itself. One of the aspects on all of the videos is that there is a transcript, as you'll see here underneath, which is the text transcript for the video, and you can actually search within that transcript, and you can find, see how the highlighted text shows where that term is within this particular transcript, and actually you can see on the timeline where those references happen. It's linked to the video itself. So if you search for a technical term and you find it, you can jump to that specific spot in the video to be able to view it. Okay, so let me go back and before we get into the course itself, other aspects on the left-hand side. So the table of contents is the default content, the way it's organized with sections and topics. In addition,
this here is exactly the same way the ILT class is taught, correct?
It is. Yes. The one thing that they've tried to do is break topics into very small pieces.
Yeah.
So each individual topic the goal is 7 minutes. I'm told for some topics it's really not possible to cover a complete topic in under 10. But the goal is this micro-learning goal is to make it in a small enough piece that you can consume it easily. Watch the video or read the material pretty easily. Either sort of in multiple of them if you have time, and if not, just one at a time. Okay, so in addition to the regular table of contents, there are also a couple of things that we've actually just recently added, which are an interesting alternative way to get at content within the course. One of them is the lab listing, and if you'll see here, you'll see all of the labs that are part of this course, all of the lab exercises. And if you see the ones that are marked with the little stars, that's a place that's indicating that lab is a graded lab, an assessment lab, and that it's possible with all of the graded assessments, either the labs or the tests, if you do well enough, you can earn a badge, bronze, silver, gold. And so that would display here. And you can jump to any of the other labs are called discovery labs. And those are not graded labs. Those are more of a learning exercise, hands-on trying to understand a concept by doing rather than just hearing and seeing. If I go back to the left-hand side, there's also the video playlist, which shows all of the individual videos for the entire course. There are bookmarks. I haven't saved any bookmarks, but as we go back in here, you can bookmark any topic, any specific page. Here, let me go into this one, for example. Now, let me go through the table of contents and find a topic. Threatscape overview. And so this is, for example, the section 1, topic 1.2, Threatscape overview. There's a video with a transcript, and there is the student guide, which is this, alternative presentation of the material within this topic. You can, right here, mark the item as a bookmark. And then if you go back, verifying that this works, in the bookmark here, you can type in some note to yourself. And it will get saved as a bookmark, so you can easily jump back to the bookmarks to find it and jump to that spot again, if that's what you're interested in. The glossary over on the left-hand side is glossary of all the identified technical terms within the course, and by alphabetical order. I talked about gamification. The badges and medals that you've earned will show up here. I haven't earned any yet, but you see every section has a graded assessment, and you can earn a badge. There are also a number of achievements built into the platform that you can earn here, and these are a little bit silly, but they're a number of some of them are general purpose, like creating a bookmark, using a link from your bookmarks, that kind of thing. And some of them are course specific, firewall specialist or VPN technologies. And this is sort of an achievement. For example, you get a gold badge in sections 14, 15, 16, 17, and that earns you the VPN technologies achievement. So that's the badges and medals. There's also a leaderboard. As you can see on the staging server, there aren't a lot of people here participating, but I have one achievement because I created a bookmark. So I'm not 0 anymore. And then downloads. Some of the courses will have downloadable material. For example, there's the iOS security command reference. Is downloadable here as a PDF.
And those are PDF docs that are locked down, or they can use those in any capacity they want?
I think these are open, but I think what we don't let users do is download the content of the course. These are additional helpful documents that it's useful maybe to print out and have with you, but it's not. Some other kinds of documents. These are not the content of the course. Printable. Let me look at other things. So I mean, things like the configuration guide, books, and so on. Those are, I think, they fall into the category of additional content that could be useful for students. So within the regular course content, as you'll see, I mean, the typical course is about 20 sections, more or less. And then within each section, there are these topics. Every topic, or every section, begins with an introduction video, which is the instructor explaining that, setting a context for that section, and explaining sort of what you're going to learn in that section. and you actually have the option here within the introduction to jump forward. You not only with the table of contents on the left, but here within the content you can jump forward if you're not necessarily interested in going step by step. So within a regular course topic, you'll see there are also videos. These are instructor voiceover videos, and so they are typically screencasts where there's a presentation and/or animation with the instructor may have chosen to do like an on-screen whiteboard marking up material. I'll try and run one and see what the speed is like. Okay. I don't know. You guys can't hear that, so I'm listening to Bob and Alice and Tim, and so the instructor is explaining with animation, so on. And you can see within the transcript down at the bottom, it's following along with the video. I don't know if I'm not sure how much of that you were able to experience through WebEx.
Yeah, we get the gist.
Okay. So the idea is the way the courses were designed is to have the video and the student guide material each cover the material of the topic, so that they're slightly different takes. They aren't exactly the same, but they're covering the same material. And the idea is to provide you multiple modes to learn with, or learn in. I guess that's a more proper use of grammar. So that if you're not really sure what the instructor means, you can come and read it to try and understand, because it's a slightly different take on that. At the end of every topic, there's a content review question or two. I think maybe by default it's one, and it's just to try and cement the core concept that was covered within that topic, and it will let you know if you got it right or not. And It looks like I got it right. The assessments, or the challenges we call them, are the real graded part. And you can see I've jumped here to the challenge. This is, it gives you an estimated time, 33 minutes for this challenge. And this particular challenge, which is on cryptographic technologies, has 11 test questions. And you can run the challenge as many times as you want to. And if you do poorly on it, it's probably not a bad idea to review and run it again. You'll be encouraged to do that. And the whole gamification idea is to encourage you to earn gold medals on everything, which means, go back and review as necessary to be able to do that. And you can see the questions vary a little bit. Sometimes they are multiple choice. This particular one is a multi-select question. Which two algorithms in a VPN provide confidentiality, and you choose 2 of the 4. And I don't know. And you can see that I got the answer wrong. And so the assessment gives you immediate feedback on what you got right and what you got wrong, to help you understand what you know and what you don't know.
Okay. So
I'm in over my head now on question 2, but you can see that it's not simply multiple choice questions. They've gone through a lot of this to be able to they're using a lot of different techniques, the content development team, to try and match the appropriate style of question to the material and to the goal of what you need to understand to get a good grade on the assessment for that section. Okay. I'm trying to think. The other significant element of this is the labs themselves. I'm trying to find which one has the lab to show you. let me go back to the lab listing, 4.14. Okay, so let me go try this, 4.14 right here. Okay, so this is an example of a lab, and this is a discovery lab, I believe. Yes, this is a discovery lab. So it's not a graded lab, and you can see that sets the context of the lab exercise, and then you have the initialize button, and that starts initializing the back end. Most of the labs are virtual labs. So there's a virtual hardware that spins up, and then once you initialize, then you get the in this case, I think it's a terminal screen, because I think this lab is based on iOS on Linux on the back end. Okay.
Can you spin that up, or it doesn't work?
I can, sure. I've been warned that it. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. Okay. So, and this one, as a discovery lab, it gives you a lot of exercises to try and do, and as part of a discovery lab, they, as I understand it, they give you additional hints and guidance if you get stuck.
Right.
So the discovery lab is supposed to be kind of like the instructor stepping you through some hands-on exercises. Mm-hmm. And if you say, I don't get it, I need help, you can get hints, and you can actually, and I've seen in some of them, and it's still initializing here, so it's not.
Yeah.
But I mean, the idea is that if you need to for the discovery lab, you can actually get it to show you the answer. Right. Because this isn't the graded part. This is the, gosh, I really want to understand what's going on part. It's when you get to the next section, for example, the challenge lab, that it's graded, and it won't give you hints like that. It will. Once you're finished, it will explain the correct results and what you should have answered if you got it, kind of something wrong. And it will give you the grade and assign a badge if you earned a badge. And then, so you can see here.
So in form of process procedure, how would someone actually get, I guess this is the part we were talking about before. So this looks fantastic. I mean, obviously you let us know that the lab spin up might take a little bit because of the server. But
yes.
How would a user get connected to this, I guess, to this course? That you're saying they would get a login from us, of
yes.
which we would have received that from you?
Right. And well, the way that this integration works is that we have a back-end server which is supplying and running the web content and the labs and the virtual machines and so on. The learning partner, as a learning partner, you would integrate, you would create your LMS front end, and the part of the integration is that we would provide you with the URLs for your front end to follow, and so assuming, and you deal with the e-commerce part, you deal with the creating a user account and then enrolling a user in a course. So it's sort of administratively on your front end. That's where you determine if this user has access to a course or not. And once they do that, and different LMSs work a little bit differently. So usually, if you're enrolled in a course, you can see it. As you have a little thing that says my courses that I'm enrolled in, and you can follow the link and then launch the course. And if you aren't, then you can't.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.